Hey guys, that's Ed here. I was hoping that today, since it's patch day, I was going to do a nice little discussion about the class changes, the buffs and fixes that were applied to the Crusader and the other classes, but apparently the news that chests once again proved to be the most effective legendary farming method in the game spread like wildfire. The streamer Dylan has been going at it for 12 straight hours, showing just how good the chest run is. So yeah, we should discuss this instead. So before I get flooded with questions about what the run is, you get a full party of 4 guys, you equip yourself for the maximum toughness you can muster, above 15 million is necessary for the difficulty, you set the game to Torment 6, you go to Act 5, you start the game. Each member of the party is going to take care of one of the following maps: Pandemonium Fortress level 1, Pandemonium Fortress level 2, Ruins of Corvus, and Passage to Corvus. If you're familiar with how Core of Arreat runs used to go, then you already know what to do. You just run around using all of your mobility skills, the teleport for the wizards, run like the wind for barbs, Volt for Demon Hunters, Decharge for Crusaders, etc. You ignore all the monsters, both white and elite monsters, and you just open chests. You try not to die and open any chest in your way. Since legendary drops are global, it does not matter that your friends are opening chests elsewhere. After you finish your assigned map, you visit the other 3 and you check to see if any stars are marked on your map. After all 4 people in the group finish their maps and check the other people's maps, you can optionally all go to West March Heights and do the entire zone together, since it also has many chests. So, is it rewarding? The absurd and sad answer is yes, it is very rewarding. In fact, it's more rewarding than any other exploit I've seen in the game, including Core of Arreat at the height of its popularity. I got 17 legendaries in just little over 2 hours, which is insulting, especially if you compare it to my previous video where I was so happy that in over 6 hours of hard solo effort on Torment 4 bounties, I got the same number of legendaries. Today, I proved to myself that by doing next to nothing, just opening boxes over and over, I will get the same rewards 3 times as fast. So, what were these legendaries? Let's get the duds out of the way. A crappy Templar relic, there is a better one that makes him immortal. A Wailing Host set ring, and considering the state of magic find in the game, this set isn't worth it in my opinion. And a very basic 2-handed polearm, with no special effect to speak of and a very mediocre stat. This one goes straight to the salvage pile. The somewhat better ones, 2 Vile Wards, while they are not gonna replace my Crusader set shoulders, they are still a decent option, and especially if you're starting out, a single reroll into Vitality of, let's say, the regeneration stat will provide you with an excellent shoulder piece. 2 one-handers with skill bonuses, Doombringer with physical and Burning Axe of Sankis with fire damage. As a Crusader, I don't see myself using one-handers, but on a barb, a single reroll into a socket and they can get the job done. Finally, very decent bowjanglers. Rolling all the right stats for me, I use sweep attacks so it can be handy. The movement speed is gonna get re-rolled into all resist, and sadly bit low rolls on the main stats considering the range that can be rolled, but hey, they are good boots. Let's get to the good ones. If you've seen my Bombardier Crusader video, you'll remember that I used the Golden Flens as an alternate weapon for the Mortal Drama Flail, since its unique effect greatly reduces the cost of sweep attack. And if we take into account the 40% buff in the latest patch to sweep attack, you can already see how this flail can get very destructive. A Jakung board shield, also great with the buffs to Blessed Shield from this patch. It will come in handy in future builds, I guess. 2 Blackthorn Surcoats, both are good rolls, and one of them is actually 1 reroll away from being an upgrade to mine. Now we go to the insane territory. I got 3 pieces of the account set. Shoulders that rolled cooldown reduction, great for when I dabble into cooldown reduction builds. Boots with phalanx roll, not a huge fan of that, but hey, can't complain for the 0 effort I put into this. And the gloves of the set, once again with cooldown reduction. It's like the game is serving me a cooldown set on a silver platter. A mage fist, 1 reroll away from a trifecta that will replace mine. Man, I thought mine were going to last. Apparently all you have to do is open chests. And we round things up with a shaver's hammer, graciously rolling with the socket so I won't have to bother wasting too much resource getting one. Yeah, that's all a bit discouraging, I know. Personally, I'm left with a sour taste from today's news, and going into farming right now, knowing that chest farming still exists, bothers me because in the back of my head, logic dictates that I don't do inefficient things. I can try to delude myself into the mindset of just going about regular bounties, doing rifts, and ignoring the glaring flaw of farming right now, but I think that we're trying to have a foundation for a competitive environment in the game, and before this can happen, we as a community and Blizzard as a game developer need to decide what are going to be the rewarding things in the game and how they are tiered with respect of the effort that they take from the player. So, what do we do? Where do we go from here? I really hoped that Blizzard learned their lesson from Diablo 3 Vanilla, where they saw the effect of resplendent chest farming. After that, I hope that they learned the lesson a few weeks ago when Core of Arreat desperately needed a nerf. And I can see how such things can be tricky to balance sometimes, but it's not that outlandish of a thought that rewards from non-interactive gameplay should be greatly diminished compared to actually playing the game. If the comparison between an hour of farming elites and an hour of farming chests doesn't heavily favor actual effort of killing monsters, then something is very, very wrong. My suggestion might seem harsh, but for the health of the game, and especially before ladder and competitive rifting come out, I think the following fixes should be introduced to the game. First, chests should no longer have a chance of dropping any legendary item. Second, resplendent chests should take the role with the same percentage that normal chests have right now. And third, there should be no fixed spawn points for resplendent chests so that they become completely unpredictable to repeated farming patterns. And before you say that this will make chests completely obsolete and no one will ever open them again, I can already tell you a reason why you're wrong, and also how they can be improved without breaking the game. They will forever be useful, for example, for users of the Harrington Waistguard belt, for whom opening containers will always mean a nice combat buff. And having no chance to drop a legendary doesn't mean that they can't drop other important things. My proposition is that they become a reliable source of gold. Many players I know that haven't been hardcore into Diablo 3 Vanilla and don't have gold saved up are actually starving for gold right now, so having chests drop significant sums of gold will not only make sense, chests dropping gold, but also be very useful for new and returning players. Chests can also be buffed with a chance to drop unique crafting materials or maybe even forgotten souls. There are options, but things cannot remain as they are. So this is it from me, guys. I hope Blizzard hotfixes this as soon as possible, but I want to hear your thoughts on the subject. How should chests be fixed? Should something change about elites and Rift Guardians and the rewards from them? Should something be done about split farming? I'd like to know how you feel about this, and I hope Blizzard continues to work in the direction of helping honest monster slayers. As always, if you enjoyed the discussion, I would greatly appreciate your subscription to my daily content about Diablo, and I'll see you guys next time.
Remain steadfast, lights guard you. Farewell.